you guys doing? Yeah, I'm just gonna step on now to talk about Season of Shattering and my thoughts. Now, before I get too in-depth about it, don't worry, this won't be a spoilery kind of one. It'll just be me talking about my opinions and thoughts about the Season of Shattering itself and some of the features that I don't believe will be spoilers, but if there's anything that I touch on that I think will be a little bit spoilery, I will give you guys a heads up beforehand. Now, I would go into greater depth, but I'm actually doing an Eden lore video, which I'm sure some of you guys know, so whenever that's out, I will have that linked on screen, and be sure to check it out because I am still in the process of doing the final bits of analyzing and writing the script for the video, and oh my goodness, there's a lot of stuff that I actually didn't realize I missed about Eden, and a lot of lore points that I think will definitely pique your interest as they have piqued mine. So if you want to see a lore video that goes off of the elements of Sky and actually analyzes elements of Sky in relation to Eden and the story of Eden, please go check out that video. As I said, I will have it linked on screen whenever it is done, which should be in the next couple days or so. So yeah, check it out then. Okay, now let's get into the review of Season of Shattering. Now, this season was quite different from many of the other seasons we've had in Sky for obvious reasons, between shard events and just a very interesting sort of quest line that you had to do. I think for players that have been around for a little while, well, myself, I've only been playing for about a year, but it'll definitely be a season that will stand out for adding such a new dynamic to the game. Now, TGC at the beginning, before this season actually even ended up in beta, I believe they announced something along the lines of how it was going to affect gameplay. I do think there were some story elements. Again, I will go more into that into the Eden lore video, but it definitely heavily focused on changing up the gameplay in Sky, which, to be honest, I like it. I like that there are new ways to earn Ascended Candles because, well, minus the fact that there was like massive inflation in the prices of the friendship trees, I feel that there's now a new reason to use your Ascended Candles. Now, as I said before, I have been playing for a little over a year, and I've racked up quite a few Ascended Candles, but I don't really use them for anything. To be honest, I do wish the friendship trees would go back to their previous prices, just because Ascended Candles, you can only earn, I think it's about 15.75 candles from doing Eden, and the most Ascended Candles I've ever gotten from a red shard event, sorry, is about 4. So it's nice now because I feel like we have a reason to use them with the Elder Masks, and between the couple times a week we get a red shard event and doing Eden, you can save up a fair amount of Ascended Candles in a short enough time. Now, talking about the shards themselves in terms of the gameplay element they add to it, I know not everyone was super pleased about the shards whenever they first came along, and I'm not gonna lie, the first time the shards came, I wasn't too happy either. And oh, can we just take a minute to appreciate that animation? I don't know why, but a diamond giving you a candle was just enough to make me giggle, so that's why I did that close-up. So I think they definitely could have implemented it better at the start, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who doesn't watch beta stuff, or maybe doesn't even know about beta stuff. It took me probably about 4 months of playing Sky before I figured out that there was a really big YouTube community for it. But I didn't watch any of the beta stuff on Shattering because I didn't really want spoilers. I kind of wanted this one just to be a bit more of a surprise. So whenever there was this new gameplay element announced, it wasn't even in like your message inbox, you know? There wasn't really, I think they told you like, there's new shard events that will be happening throughout the realms of Sky or the kingdom of Sky, but they didn't actually say the times, you know, the way it works in terms of location. Like it's always where the daily quests are, but it can be anywhere in that realm. And the very first day that Shattering started, it was in Golden Wasteland. And to traverse Golden Wasteland, I probably am sounding a little bit salty here, but to go through Golden Wasteland, it's a lot more taxing because your Sky Kid doesn't really have many charging options available to them if there's no shared memories around. You know, without those charging options, it makes it difficult to find the shards in time, because there was also a time limit of, I think, is it 10 minutes? I don't know what it was, but I missed the shard event twice before I finally managed to find it an hour before reset. So yeah, that was a pretty crazy day, and it was really annoying because I think one of the very first daily quests was you had to visit a shard event. so I was going to miss one of the daily quests, so that's why it mattered so much to me to be able to go to one. I do wish there was a bit more direction given on that front, and I feel like whenever there's anything like that that's a significant gameplay feature, just a heads up or even a message in your inbox just explaining what's going on to give you a bit of direction in a new situation would obviously be very helpful, and I think beneficial if they choose to do that in future. And just a final note on the gameplay elements, I think that it is a bit different in terms of what Sky is normally about. I know a lot of people treat Sky as a peaceful game and a game to come to like chill out and escape, but I don't think that they're too invasive to the point where, you know, it's not like Eden where you really can't really get away from all of the darkness. Fortunately, I think they did factor that in terms of trying to make them their own little section that's not too enveloping of the entirety of the game. It's just a very small portion. Now, aside from gameplay things, which was obviously the predominant feature of this season, the cosmetics are beautiful. I mean, I just love this manta hair so much, and the robe too. The hair actually reminds me a little bit of Princess Mifa from The Legend of Zelda. Yeah, it's really cool. And now my final thoughts. Story elements aside, as I will be covering those in the lore video that will be going up very soon. Well, I love the cosmetics from this season, of course. I think many people do. The shard elements were frustrating at first, but I did manage to get used to them. But I'm still left with many questions. Will the Void of Shattering be able to be accessed? And if players join after Season of Shattering concludes, how will they be able to do any of the quests? I don't know if TGC's already confirmed it, but is this going to be a once-off seasonal experience like with Season of Rhythm and Season of Gratitude where we can't experience those seasons again? Or is it something that will be omniscient like Season of Prophecy and Season of Dreams? Let me know what you guys think. How did you guys find Season of Shattering? What were the things you disliked the most or the things you loved the best about it? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you again very soon.